Hi Sumit, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sumit Kumar. I'm from Patna, Bihar. I have passed out from NIT Agartala and currently working with Wipro Technologies as an automation engineer. In total, I have 2 years of experience in automation. I'm mostly working in BDD framework using Java and Selenium. So my day-to-day task is to collaborate with the manual testing team and automate as per their requirement. Apart from that, I also worked uh, as on a separate module in doing like manual testing as well as automation testing for that module.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So how do you integrate automated test cases into a test management tool?
We are using a data-driven testing. For that, we are using Excel sheet to
Hmm.
integrate with the test scenarios, and
Okay,
accordingly, we are running our test case.
okay. So you are writing the various data that you need to input in the automation test in the Excel file.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Now, when this question is asked to you in an real-time interview, how will you integrate or how are you integrating automated test cases into a test case management tool? Then let me show you the answer. Share my screen. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible?
Yeah, that's visual.
Yeah. Okay. So now, when you get this question in an interview, so what does that mean? That means that whether your automated tests are integrated with your test management tool. So let's say if you have an automated suite of, let's say, um, 450 tests. Okay. And out of that, when you are executing those tests into the release that you have got, into the build that you have got, so 400 got passed successfully and 50 got failed. Okay. Now all these test cases were a part of your test case, were written in the test case management tool. So let's say if you were using X-ray as one of the test case management tool. Okay. That means your automated test after execution, it should update the status of the test cases in that particular test case management tool. Are you
Okay.
getting it? That means,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's say you might be having some test suits in your test case management tool in this X-ray, and you would be having those 450 tests. And once your automation test execution completes, then all these 450 test status would be updated in the form of pass fail,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That will be shown in report, right?
Right. So reports also you will get. So you might would have integrated extent report. You might would have integrated Allure report, right? You might be using test engine report. So those are separate things, right? Reports are separate entities that you would be sharing in an email with the stakeholders or with your test managers, with your team members, right? But in test case management tool, when all these things are getting updated, so it is a kind of an evidence that your automation has got completed and these are the pass, these are the tests who have got failed, right? So generally what happens is in general scenario, if you will see as per the market standards, these all tools, so let's say X-ray, this particular tool would be having some APIs, okay, for updating the test case status. Those APIs you would be integrating in your automated test. And if you are using any DevOps tool, right, maybe Jenkins or Azure DevOps, so once the execution will get completed, then your test cases will also get updated. So that is kind of a stage, various stages you will have in the CI/CD pipeline, right? So this thing will be incorporated there, and you can turn it off also. Let's say sometimes you are just uh, running this regression suite for dry run. You want to see how many test cases are passing, how many, what is the stability of the regression suite. So you can just mark that flag as off for the time being, and you can run this test. Then at that particular time, your test case management tool will not get updated because that flag is off in the CI/CD pipeline, right? Also, in order to do this, let's say if you are using TestNG, Okay, in test.ng you will execute all your tests. So after each test, you might be having some common methods to update the test case status. Even those things also you can comment it if you don't want to get update, if you don't want to update this test management tool, right? So generally these APIs are there which are available to push test results, update test case statuses, right? And those API integration you can do with your automation framework. You can also use some plugins that are available, right? You can write some custom scripts, you can write your own script rather than using this particular APIs, right? You can also use CI/CD tools to update this particular results, right? So that's how you can answer this question. Okay, now you are telling about BDD framework, right? So
Yeah.
can you explain in detail what is the structure of the framework that you are using? You don't have to reveal any company details, right? You have to tell on a generic manner.
Okay.
Hmm.
So in BDD framework, we have like two folder basically, test and main. In main method, we are having all the files which are like utility kind of thing, which have already written code, which we will use in every functionality, every kind of feature files. So which are reusable code, we are storing in that main folder.
Hmm.
And test folder, we are having folder for feature file, step definition, and Java codes. And apart from that, we are using pom.xml for storing all that plugins and dependencies. And for that report, we are using Store5 plugin, so it will store our report there. And we are storing a screenshot in one folder called execution reports. And we have test.ng. Test.ng is for like selecting which browser we will run, and like all the browser we will select from test.ng. Apart from that, we have a rec config file in which we will select, like we will specify that all the URLs
Hmm.
and their credentials also specifying there. And environment, suppose like which environment we need to run, like it's replica or UAT2, this kind of environment we are specifying in rec config. And we have one folder for all the drivers, which all the drivers are there. No, for that we have one folder for resource folder,
Hmm.
and one folder for storing all the Excel sheet data in test. In test we have resources, and that we have all the Excel sheet data are there. So this is the basic configuration we have in BDD framework.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. So you would be having step definition file, you would be having test runner, and you would be having feature files,
Yeah.
right? So how do you
Yeah.
take that decision that how many feature files are required for this particular project?
Depends on the module of that, like how many modules we have in our project. So for every module, we will have one feature file, and in one feature file, multiple scenarios are there according to our test data.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a correct answer. It depends on the module of the application. Let's take an example of any reservation, ticket reservation based application. It has various modules like reservation module is there, cancellation module is there, payment module is there, create account module is there. So you will be having separate feature files which will be containing those scenarios, outline and scenarios in the form of given, when, then keywords. And you might be using
Yeah.
and
Suppose
keywords.
create account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead. Hmm.
Suppose for create account, like multiple kinds of users were there. For that, we have to check preference. Like old age people are there, childs are there, youngsters are there. So for that, we will have separate kind of data. So that
Hmm.
data we will mention in future file itself, like which kind of user we are selecting.
Correct, correct. Okay, now Uh, I'm giving you screen sharing access. You need to click on share screen button and open amazon.com. Yeah, screen is visible. Now you need to open amazon.com. Okay, it is telling something to enter. Um, okay, any other e-commerce website if you can. Okay, fine. You know. Okay, fine. Okay, typing the correct. Okay. Now you need to find the locator for return and orders button. So are you able to see return and orders at the top right besides cart?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to
One
find
second.
the relative XPath for this button.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you can go to inspect element.
We can here go to developer options and move to
Yeah, yeah.
developer tools.
Developer tools is on. Yeah. Move it down.
Yeah. Research.
Hmm.
Not able to move actually.
Uh,
We will inspect from here itself.
okay, fine. If you are comfortable from there. Yeah. Return and orders. Yeah. Return and orders. I think you clicked on cart button, no? Yeah. It is returns and orders. Yeah. This one. So you need to find locator.
Actually, not getting in proper manner for this XPath for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There is no proper. It is intentionally I have selected that element for interview because in a real time interview you won't be getting the straightforward elements, right? So yeah, you might. Okay, so let me give you a hint. ID is not available. You will have to go for relative XPath.
Okay.
Contains text you are using.
Can use this also, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So I'll help you in this. Can let me share my screen.
Okay. I'll
Hmm?
start.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't need to stop sharing. It will automatically get stopped. Okay, now is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Hmm? See, this is the element that we are trying to find the locator of, right? Returns and orders. Okay. So now, if you try to inspect this element, you would not get the ID or the proper XPath, right? You would get this as span class equal to nav dash line dash one. Okay. Now, if we
I'm
will,
not getting
hello,
span also. I'm not getting.
screen,
Otherwise, we can use class also.
you're not able to see the screen. Okay, let me
I'm able
reshare
to
it.
see the screen, but I'm not getting a span and all also in my when I'm using that when I was
Okay,
trying to find.
okay, no worries, no worries. So, see, what I did is it would be closed like this, right? It was closed. So you can expand. Now, I'll show you one more thing. If I take this entire thing, return and orders, then I'm getting the ID equal to NAV orders, NAV dash orders. So if you take the entire thing, returns and orders, then you will get this ID. Okay. So sometimes we need to mouse over on that element, maybe somewhere at the top or somewhere at the bottom, you can try. So it's a kind of a trial and error until unless we find the ID. Now let's say if you don't have ID also. Let's take an example. You don't have straightforward ID. Okay. Then you
We
can
can
go
use
for
linked test.
this. Yeah, you can use this as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Text equal to returns. That is also fine. Okay. Now, in an interview, the cross question might come up when you are using text. Okay. So, both the ways I am telling you. One, if your answer gets selected, if your answer gets, some more cross questions, then. So, if they ask you, that why you are going for text, so you can say, okay, at that particular moment, maybe any element that has been given. So ID is not there. Class you cannot take because class has got hyphen in between. Okay, so you saw the class. Let me show you once again. Hmm? Class has got hyphen and space in between. So this is not
Huh?
a proper thing that
It
we
might
can
change.
use.
It's
It
like
might change.
dynamic kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are absolutely correct. Right. So it will change. So you cannot go for class. So you can go for text. Now you will get a cross question in an interview that why are you going for text? What if uh, there is a internationalization and this website is modified from English language to Japanese language, right? Then this XPath will fail, right? So then
Yeah,
you need to find some more XPath. So some other option. Or you can then have a conversation like this class is not reliable yeah, you can go for href as well here.
yeah. We can use
Yeah,
linked test actually. It's a tag, so we can use linked test.
yeah, text. And then if you mouse over the entire thing, then you are getting ID as well, right? So intentionally
Yeah,
during the question, I mentioned you returns and orders, and then I told you ID is not there, but ID was there, right? If you mouse over, if you try to take the more element, I mean mouse over on this kind of element in this manner, then you would get that ID. Okay. So you can also use this selectors hub tool. This is totally free of cost, and you would get a lot of locators here. So you can see for the element that we are trying to find the locator, we got relative XPath, we got index XPath, we got test trigger path, jQuery is there, then even CSS selector it is coming, right? Tag name, absolute XPath, ID, all these things are available in this particular selectors hub, and this is a totally free extension that you can install in your Chrome browser, or it is also compatible with Safari, Edge, Firefox. So it supports all the browsers. So you can use this tool for your practice purpose. In an interview, you might not be allowed to use this tool, right?
yeah.
For practice purpose, you can use this tool. It's free of cost. You can set up in your machine itself. Okay. So that was about a relative XPath. Okay, now let's continue with Amazon.com only today. Hmm. Okay, now Uh, again, I
Yeah,
have
sir.
opened
See
Amazon.
the element. I'm not getting that element proper. See, for me, XPath, nothing is showing here. That's why I said no, it's not working for me. Like,
Okay,
and I'm
yeah.
not
So
getting any
let's,
direction.
okay. So if you can share your screen once.
Yeah, it's visible.
No, no, not yet. Yeah, it's loading.
But I shared my screen.
It's not visible actually. Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah. So now Yeah, mouse over on it, returns and orders. Is it possible if you can take this thing down, this inspect element, the console that you have taken? So maybe
Yeah,
if you can
yeah,
click
we can.
on those three dots, if you can click on those three dots that are besides that close button. Yeah, yeah. Now here you will get an option to move it down. Yeah. Click on the adjust. No, no, the next one. You had to click. Yeah, I think it came. Yeah. Now reload this Amazon.com once again and close this console. Yeah. Can you reload this Amazon.com?
It's not reloading.
Hmm. You're using Wi-Fi?
I have found it.
Okay, okay. That's why it's taking some time. No worries, no worries.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now go for inspect element. So why the dimensions? Yeah. Why it's getting changed? Wait, so keep instead of 61%, keep 200% there. So we can see the website. Yeah. Percentage drop down. So yeah, can you click? Yeah. Now can you scroll to the right side?
yeah,
Now inspect element on that returns and orders. Yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, move this to the top. Yeah, yeah. Close this below one. Yeah. Now go to console. Console. Oh, sorry, sorry. I think you had got that element. Yeah, yeah. Go to elements. Yeah. Now expand this thing. Expand. Span. Yeah. Expand that span class. NAV line 2 is written. No. Expand that thing.
yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah. Move to the top. Scroll up. Scroll up a bit. What it is showing. No, no. Don't scroll up to that extent. Yeah. Can you inspect once again? Yeah, yeah, and yeah, yeah. Wait for some time. Wait for some time. Take that entire thing, returns and orders.